television career is over. In terms of being with a major traditional broadcast network.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Charge the Game podcast. And in this clip, we're going to get into Jason Whitlock's take on Skip Bayless as he elaborates on this being pretty much the end of Skip Bayless. And if he's going to have a career after this at 72, y'all already know, man. I have mixed feelings about Skip Bayless. A lot of people hate him. I tend to like him. I respect the man who's going to be himself through and through. And I also understand why Skip Bayless had to be the most hated guy in sports, because it's all strategic planning, guys. And we're going to get into this take, live reaction of Jason Whitlock. Make sure you guys get in here, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's go.
Bayless, his final day on Undisputed was last Friday. Steve, he did not say a farewell on air.
Real quick, guys, one thing I admire about Skip Bayless, he can be very, very emotionless, right? Even if he really wants to cry, he'll hold it all in on the inside. He often tells stories about his dad was an alcoholic and all of the stuff he went through. And a lot of us go through certain traumas in life, and we can be misunderstood because everyone has trauma, good or bad. You have trauma, trust me. And Skip Bayless is one of those guys who likes to be more strong and resilient through it all. We saw that with Shannon Sharp. He didn't even want Shannon Sharp to really cry at the end. He was just pretty much like, please wipe your face. I don't care. He could be a little heartless, right? But a lot of people, look at that as being like an asshole. I look at it as a guy who shields his emotions and does not want to come off weak. What's your take?
He did not address his departure on air. My understanding is that the executives and the people at Fox wanted him to address his departure on air. He refused because he's angry at them, and he blames them for not negotiating peace between Skip and Shannon Sharp. He's now blaming the executives at Fox Sports rather than perhaps himself. And so he wouldn't address his departure on air. He put out a tweet shortly after leaving the air saying that, that was his final day and he's on to bigger and better things. Two questions.
Real quick, guys. I could tell based off what Jason Whitlock is saying, Skip Bayless is he's like a mischievous kid. Oh, you want me to apologize? Nope. I'm just gonna wait till my last day. I clock out and announce it to the world on my own terms. Very, very petty. Jason Whitlock said something very interesting here about Skip Bayless. You can't you're getting mad at people for the shit that you started, man. Come on now, Skip. I'm trying to rock with you, dog, but you did do a lot of stuff that rubbed Shannon Sharp the wrong way, and you pretty much was whooping Shannon Sharp towards the end. I'm going to call it like it is, even though I got love for you, Skip. You were a little bit out of pocket, and you cannot place that responsibility on Fox when you kind of let it spiral out of control, right?
Skip Bayless is a Sinatra. He's going to do it his way.
Yep.
So in that sense, I guess I respect it. But let's go back to what you said. He should not be blaming the executives for not brokering peace with Shannon Sharp. Here's
right.
what he should have done if he really cherished that relationship and he understood that there was a certain chemistry that they developed. How about just treating your partner better to a point where he does not want to walk off? Some of those exchanges, especially the one where he said, "You're not Tom Brady," and put your glasses back on. Skip caused it.
All right, and I just said that, guys. Like, Skip, come on, man. You were saying some demeaning things, especially when it came to the whole Tom Brady thing. And Tom Brady isn't even a Hall of Famer yet. Will he be a first ballot? No doubt. Hall of Famer? Of course. But you give that gratitude and respect to Shannon Sharp simply because as your counterpartner and the guy working with you every day you got to face, you want to give him a voice and a platform to be able to speak. And Skip Bayless kind of did things in a way that just pretty much made Shannon Sharp feel like he didn't have a voice. So I don't think that was Fox's responsibility, Skip. I think that you should have taken at least a little bit of your pride, put it to the side, and say, okay, I apologize. But Skip Bayless is a very, very stubborn man. Obviously, he's 72 years old. He was born in a time where it was okay to be that way. And he's just still stuck in that way. But I think overall, Skip can be misunderstood. Some people are just naturally stubborn and mean. That was Skip Bayless. But I also feel like that got the best of him, even though at times we saw glimpses of Skip Bayless actually show true character and give a little heart. You guys know this man, Skip Bayless, when he smiles, it's like he tries to hide away from the camera. He doesn't even want to show how happy he is. I just don't get this guy, but I kind of do.
He's the one that caused the divorce. He's the one that had Shannon Sharpe venturing and looking at other options. It looks like Shannon Sharpe has done pretty doggone good for himself.
Yeah.
So that right there, I completely disagree with Skip. That you caused this issue. You should have been a little bit more respectful towards your partner.
Yep.
Because that show was a partnership.
Yep.
Let's get that correct.
Yep.
The other thing is, I think it's strange, Jason, how this thing just kind of went out with the whimper and not a bang. I mean, say what you want about Skip, whether you hate him, love him, or loathe him. He's impactful. He has been very important to this genre, for better or worse. And to just kind of say, okay, see you whenever, with no celebration, with no tribute, nothing. It kind of reminds me of these boxing careers where, like, even the great Ray Robinson kind of wound down in Tijuana, losing the fight.
Well, if I have to be honest, think about what he just said. I believe that Fox Sports really wanted to do that for Skip, but Skip Bayless is a guy who doesn't want you to think that he's dead, nor does he want you to count him out. So in my mind, I'm thinking that maybe they wanted to do that, but Skip Bayless was like, nah, play my show the same. I will be okay. I will go on to bigger and better things, possibly, outside of this show. And Skip Bayless doesn't want the world to know that he flat out gave up after being let go. I mean, the guy just has a lot of pride.
Use the sparring partners. It just seems kind of underwhelming. But Jason, we spoke about this last year when they tried to revive this show with a cast of thousands. He was left as an outsider on his own show.
Yeah.
I think they added too many people.
Yep.
I think they should have kept it very simple. Less would have been more. All you really needed was Michael Irvin and maybe another guy. You didn't need all those other people. And I lost interest in that show when they didn't have the playmaker on.
Yep.
And I saw segments where he's just a guy sitting out in right field doing nothing for 20 minutes at a time. It didn't even feel like his own show. But I go back to what I said. This was something that he caused because of the way he treated his partner. And do I think his television career is over? In terms of being with a major traditional broadcast network, yes.
I would agree. I think that it's over with for Skip when it comes to like the big shows, First Take, Undisputed, any big time sports media place, ESPN, Fox Sports. They're not going to give Skip Bayless a platform. They know that he's traditionally old and stuck in his ways. So I think that maybe on the outside, he has deep pockets. You set you up a studio and you do your own show, I think you'll be just fine. People are still going to want to tune into Skip because he has lifelong fans and support. I mean, I'll admit it. I like Skip Bayless. I think that the guy has certain charisma to him that could be misunderstood. And I try not to put like the way that you treated a person or the way you ended a relationship with a person into like my judgment. You know what I'm saying? I go off what you've done for a lot of people versus what you haven't done. No, I don't agree with the way that Skip Bayless was treating Shannon Sharpe. But I told you guys that Shannon Sharpe was kissing his ass too much. Shannon Sharpe was being a yes boy, doing the most. And sometimes your kindness can be taken as a weakness. And that's what happened with Shannon Sharpe, because he does not ever do that to Paul Pierce and Keyshawn Johnson, some guys from California who don't care, right? Respect matters.
Yeah, listen, you said is impactful. I would say was impactful. To me, Skip struck while the fire was hot.
Right.
And he rode that wave from being an early adopter and someone that got identified early. But Skip has never been a skilled or talented or even likable broadcaster or anyone that's really all that provocative beyond the fact his willingness to take on LeBron James, someone who got identified as, hey, don't criticize this person. And he took him on at a time when LeBron was actually far easier to defend than he is now.
Now, I want you guys to pay attention to what he just said, because I elaborated on that about Skip Bayless mastering being the bad guy in sports media. And these are his tactics. If you're very good and everybody's saying you're good, he's going to figure out something negative about you in his perspective to go against you. And that's kind of how Skip Bayless was able to linger around. I told you guys he doesn't really support Bronny James, but him thinking that he was going to keep his job, the right thing to do for him is to go out and support Bronny James and LeBron James. Out of all of the years that he did not support LeBron, he was trying to support LeBron. And that's when I knew that it was pretty much the end for Skip Bayless. And also Jason Whitlock said something, guys, about how everybody and their mom is just covering sports now on TV. ESPN, I mean, it's literally, they're 30 strong. Fox Sports has a nice setup. Skip Bayless' show was the only one that had the most outrageous rotational talent and whatever, right? He had the most rotation. He tried to be like ESPN and it backfired because the talent and personalities just were not there. And to take, right, Shannon Sharpe offset and replace him with what he had was just, it was just horrendous, guys, if I'm being honest, man. But I do feel like all the sports should kind of temper down, especially ESPN. ESPN feels like a drama social club. Too much shit going on over there. And I'm surprised that they are still really going strong in the ratings. But like I said, man, it's a new day and time for sports media. And Skip Bayless had a long run.
LeBron was halfway likable and doing a lot of great things when Skip was trashing him. And that made him kind of interesting. But now, I don't, outside of, corporate media, outside of the benefit of ESPN or Fox Sports saying, hey, you should listen to this guy, I don't know if Skip Bayless has anything impactful to say or provocative or even interesting to say off of those platforms. And so, to me, this was inevitable and 7 years, 8 years in the making that it was going to crash and burn this way. Then, let's say, 64-year-old white guy to now 71-year-old white guy trying to pass himself off as part of the hip-hop culture. That was unsustainable. And Shannon, again, what he should have realized is like, wow, based on the lane and brand that I've chosen, Shannon's carrying me. I can't be in this hip-hop lane because when he was with Stephen A. Smith, it was less of a hip-hop lane and it was more, hey, these are two newspaper journalists.
Now, I'm going to end it right here, guys, because he pretty much touched on all of the emphasis that I was trying to get across. And I've also had a problem with Skip Bayless. I know that you're friends with Lil Wayne, but Shannon Sharpe did carry the torch for a while, and Skip Bayless got a little envious. I also feel like Skip Bayless should have given up this Drip Bayless look. It gives off like I'm trying too hard to be young and black. Jordans and stuff like that, it's not too bad, but the chains and the, whatever, guys. He tried, right? Can't knock a guy for trying, and he's just trying to stay young at the end of the day. But was it a little stale and a little corny? Of course, right? But Jason Whitlock pretty much hits the nail on the head. Skip Bayless is now blaming Fox. This dude, Skip Bayless, goes out the door literally being the same guy. And that's why I respect him, man, because I'm like, at the end of the day, he showed his true colors from beginning to the end. You guys let me know what y'all think about this. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure that you stay tuned and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Yeah.